Hello awesome people, and welcome to another video. This is my tiny house design part 2 on the SketchUp website. Now, as you can see, if you watched the first video, you should definitely check that out. But I did change up the bathroom a little bit. I added some different colors to the vanity. I also, here if you can take a look, you can actually see I extended out the surface of the vanity so that way the doors looked a little bit more realistic. So that made it look very nice. Now, what else is needed for the bathroom is, towel rack, mirror, light, basic bathroom necessities. So I'm using that search engine tool to see what others have built. And then it was at this point in the video that I realized something wasn't quite right with the program, so I still recorded things, but things weren't loading. So you are going to see a couple things where I click on using that search the 3D warehouse and it just doesn't work or doesn't pull things up, so I do apologize. Sometimes the website's a little glitchy, especially if you have multiple things open, like you'll actually see in the middle of this video. I will show you that I have actually opened quite a few tabs and I had to close them. Now, what I had done here is I actually double clicked on the towel rack and this opened up the item tool where you can copy certain things from the item and things like that. I was trying to just create that circular bar and have it be shorter and then turn sideways, but it wouldn't let me shorten it or cut it the way I wanted it to, so I decided to go with a flat piece instead. So I just built a square and created a flatter piece there while working with both the top and the bottom. It's not a whole lot to hold a towel rack, but I figured it would work. Now it is glitching again here. As you can see, it wasn't moving anything, but that's okay because it allows me some space to talk here. So I am obviously extending the effect of the bar so that way it does look 3D and actually looks like this bar is set into the bar. And I just realized here, which I might have to change, it does look a little funky on the other side, maybe not so much that it's like the bars in it. It might not be completely flush, so I might have to change that. It's definitely different than this side where it does look like the bars go on through. Now I did just dye that green like the shelving unit because I liked the color. And then we move on to the mirror here. I did try out and test a couple things with the mirror, trying to find a mirror on the 3D search warehouse, and it actually didn't pull any up. So I'm just using my awesome technique of dividing out the middle so that way I can get a nice frame on the mirror. And then I'm just going to use the dropper tool and the color scheme to do different surfaces to make a mirrored surface. Now, the mirrored surfaces in this app don't actually reflect anything. I think that's too much effort for the application, so it just has kind of like a shiny effect. So I just did the mirror there. Now, as you can see, I am now doing the closing out of things, and I just realized I tried to close out of Google Chrome, which is where the application is, so that was fun. So, yeah, almost lost all of my effort. So I had to wait for my one file to save. That's my video editing software that I currently use. What I am currently using to record this video. So now that I've closed out all the applications, it does seem to be running a lot smoother. A lot nicer. So I just dyed the mirror kind of like a darker bluish black and tested out a couple different reflective materials. And then I did search for lights. I tried a couple different things, makeup lights, vanity lights, and settled on bathroom lights because I liked these circular, just kind of like basic lights. I thought it went well with the whole green. And also in the last video, I don't know if I had posted it, but there is a glass door that I have put on the bathtub. It does separate it out from the sink and everything like that. I was trying to add some curtains. However, the curtains didn't seem to fit for the space that I had there. They were either too big or too tall, and when creating a tiny house, you need things to be minimalistic. So that is supposed to be a door that just slides out, so that way there no water gets out. I never spill any water through the back side of it, but I'm sure if I had to use the shower, there would be a door that goes all the way across. So then I just used the tool to measure out a height for a door. I did look up standard door heights, which are about 6 feet and some odd inches. So that was me using the measuring tool to see how tall my door was, and then this is me checking to see what the loft height would be. I had to look at a couple different things. They didn't really say how tall the loft had to be, so I was thinking, kind of like 4-ish feet, enough for me to sit up and have a lot of headspace. I am tall, so, want some seating area. The tiny houses, though, can be a maximum of 13 and I think 1/4 inches, so all of my designs are a little bit shorter than that to make way for a roof. I don't actually think I'm going to put a roof on the tiny house because then you won't be able to see any of the designs inside unless you were to get real close using this tool. So once I figured out what the height had to be, I realized because I was using stairs, I would need to make sure that there was room for somebody to walk through. So I just created kind of a space that was shorter than the loft height needed to be. And I figured I could just make it kind of like a storage space. Or I can make it part of the laundry room here. This also, since I'm making it storage space, since somebody does need to walk up those stairs, you gotta make it at least 6 feet for me to walk up. I decided then I could add some great height for the laundry to allow for like a closet so people can hang their clothes up, because that's kind of important, especially if you have a real job, you're not working from home. So for the laundry room, I went with red washer and dryer just because I like the color red, and then I built up the wall so I'd have a reference point to build the cabinets, and then realized that my walls weren't level, so I had to actually adjust that. So the great thing is that you can zoom in really far to see what the levels are like, and that's really nice. So once I built the